Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Word Bible Study, a plain and simple book by book, chapter by chapter, and verse by verse study through the entire Bible. Currently, we are in John's Gospel, chapter 3. Now, we are dissecting verse 16. No doubt, one of the greatest verses, popular verses in the entire Bible, that reveals God's love. And I don't know if it's something, again, I like teaching this because it is as Jesus, and this is the most amazing thing about it, because it is Jesus, the Son of God, the one who in eternity past, that it was decided within the Godhead of God to come and reveal the nature of the Father. And so we're hearing this from the Son of God, revealing the nature of the Son of God. Now last time we talked about when God says, "For God loved the world." What does that mean? What does it mean that God loved the world? And the reason why I say that is because, remember that, and I went last time, and I'll just do a brief recap because I don't go into the Greek language that much. And the reason why I don't speak Greek, I have plenty of Greek resources. That's a Greek dictionary, and that's a Greek dictionary. So the reason why I say I don't spend a lot of time, I got a whole bunch of Greek stuff up there too. Again, when I used to be zealous and wanted to be into Greek, and I thought it was really, I thought I was really doing something. If I teach and I have to, kind of spew out all of the Greek words and the Greek phrases and the Greek, you know, you know, all this kind of stuff. But anyway, and let me just say this: God bless those who have obtained that knowledge. The scholars. The scholars that give us the work here, that we can give us the definitions and stuff. God bless their work. We stand on their shoulders. I'm not a Greek scholar, so thank God for their work. As we get into John 3:16, what we're going to find, and I say this oftentimes, that I don't have to be a Greek scholar, and I'm taking the time to talk about this because the concept of God's love is so important. So I'm going to do both. What I'm saying is that here's the Greek, and then I'm going to say this: we don't need the Greek because we're going to understand by the words of Jesus itself. But later for that. So we did talk about when the English word love, there are so many Greek words, because the Greek language is one of the most expressive language. So, to me, no doubt, God, one of the reasons why God chose the Greek to, um, to give the gospel, to give the epistles. Okay. Um, so, but I want to emphasize, you do not have to understand the Greek in order to understand what God is saying, and I'm going to show you that. But I did go take the time to say, well, here is the Greek language, and in the Greek language there are many words that we translate into love. Okay, and I said when it comes to human relationships, there are four words we briefly talked about: eros, which is sexual love and attraction. There is storge, which is emotions and um, um, feelings. And then there's phileo, which is human attraction, human relationship, friendship. Okay. And I have to say this because, at human experience, it's kind of funny. you could say something, and what is triggered in some is a lot different than others. So that if I say I love you, then what does that mean to someone else and their experience? And sometimes that could be good or that could be very bad. Now, as I said, we don't, so the Greek word that God uses is agape, and that's going to be distinctly how it's going to define God's love. That the other human words, the eros, sexual attraction, storage, emotions, feelings, phileo, friendship, relationships. The problem with those is that, and by the way, and those could be very important to various relationships. So whether it's a marriage, whether it's friendship, all of that, they're all still based upon selfish. Because it's what I like about you is what I am demanding from you. So the point is that when we say love, Jesus is going to clarify what he doesn't mean in any way human terms. So let's kind of get back in it here. John 3:16, when he says, "For God loved the world in this way." So now the Greek word for love, is agape, and and this word, of course, is a Greek word, so it's known to Greeks. But you see that it is used, and how it is used uh, by Jesus to describe God's motive for saving sinful mankind. That's the difference, for saving mankind. So the word agape is the God kind of love as Jesus defines it here, because it's really kind of, when you read the Greek, if I open up the lines here, it reads like a dictionary, and sometimes dictionary meanings you come away more confused than when you read them, right? But the word for agape is God's kind of love, and this love is based upon God's value. In fact, it is not based upon sexual attraction. It is not based upon emotions. It's not based upon relationship or friendship. Because God did not like mankind, because mankind to God is corrupt, sinful. So then why does God love us? When we read God's view of the human race, remember, we're corrupt. We're dead in sin. So why does God love us? So the word agape then takes upon a deeper meaning, because it's value, that God valued the human race. So this is where he comes in when he says he valued the world in this way. So now we want to give the quality of the love. See, I could say, you could give me $1 million and I'm gonna love you. Oh my God, I love you. You do something for me, and I'm like, oh, I love this person. See how selfish that is? And I'm not saying it's even good or bad. It's just, it can be even a natural response. But the measure of it is, I've done something good for you. Now I love you. I see something that I want in you. I love you. But God didn't see any good in the human race. But he valued us. God valued the world in this way. So now guess what? How did he value us? He gave his one and only son. Stop. He gave his one and only son. when God says he loves you, he demonstrated, excuse me, he demonstrated this love beginning in eternity past. He demonstrated this love for all eternity because he gave what he gave. See, if I tell you, let's just say, for example, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You call me and say, "Hey, I'm stranded on the road. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and as the weather's been cold here, it's 20 below. I'm under heat's good here. I'm in bed, under the covers. It's great." So I may say, I don't want to get up I don't want to get up and come and get you. I'll call you an Uber. Now, great that you did that. That's great. I'm not going to complain to get out of this 20 below zero and get to some place, safe. But God did not demonstrate his love by something else. Okay? He didn't demonstrate. He demonstrated his love for his actions. Personally, what he gave. Jesus was the best gift that God could give. There was no other, there was no better gift. No better gift. I suppose that God could have made a special calf, special lamb to lay the sins on humanity. In other words, so that Jesus wouldn't have to bear the sins in his own body. He could have done that. And we don't have to have a theological argument on it, because here is the thing. It was never on the table. When God wanted to demonstrate his love, he gave the best he could. And so in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word took upon flesh. God came. God gave himself. God gave his son. The very best gift he could possibly give. He could not give better than himself. Thus, in all eternity, he demonstrated his love for us. He demonstrated his love for us. No other gift was ever even considered, ever put on the table. No other gift was even tried and then said, "Oh, that didn't work. Okay." All right. Like if I go back to my illustration, I'm laying comfortable in my bedroom, and okay, I'll send you an Uber. And next thing you know, an hour later, oh, the Uber didn't show up. Oh, okay, I guess I'll get up and I'll come. That wasn't God's way. Jesus was the only gift. He gave his one and only son. Okay? He gave his one and only son. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let me see here. Okay. Oh, lost something here. All right. Sorry about that. All right. All right. All right. This is Romans chapter 5, verse 6. Listen to what it says here. For while we were still helpless, at the appointed moment, Christ died for the ungodly. For rarely will someone die for a just person, though for a good person, perhaps someone might even dare to die. But look at this, what he says. But God proves his own love for us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Now, so when he makes this statement here, let's go back here. For God loved the world, okay, that he gave. What did he do? He gave the very best gift he could. He gave Jesus. Now, so this demonstrates not only the value that God has for us, but it demonstrates the level of the love, the value he has for us. It demonstrates the depth that he gave the best he could. So that demonstrated this love here. And this is amazing here. Kind of have to contain myself, but think about this. For God loved the world in this way, okay, that he gave his one and only son. Now, notice he said that he loved the world. Now, Romans tells us, and it's kind of silly that I have to do this, how there are certain denominations that try to pervert this meaning of the word. Calvinists do this. Well, what does the term world mean? And I'm not going to get into Calvinist theology here, but they try to pervert the term world. And believe it or not, the Black Hebrew Israelites try to pervert this word world, okay, to say that it's Black Jews. Now, again, but it's silly. As Paul says, that it's sinners. Now, the term world has, again, you can have three different meanings here, applications. One, the cosmos. Two, the systems of the world, the financial systems, the government systems, religious systems. And then the word is the people of the world. Now, I'll probably get more into this in the next couple of verses. Here is my answer to like a Calvinist who tried to pervert the term world because, they say God doesn't love everybody, that God only chooses some to be saved. And here's my point to this. Are you confused by what application of the term world is? More on that, and say in the next couple of verses. But he says, for God loved the world, or the people. See, the people, the lost sinners, right? The humanity. God loved the world that he gave his son for the world. And for people to pervert that, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. God loved the world. He just didn't say Israel, because he could have said that, his people Israel, but God loved the world. Right? So he said, God loved the world in this way. He gave his one and only son, so that whoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life. But this here, this think about that concept. God valued me. He valued us. He valued the world as much as he valued himself. God valued us as much as he valued himself. How do we know this? Because he gave himself. See, we can measure God's love by what he gave. He valued us as much as he valued himself. That's some love. All right, guys, don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought, a comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. And I'll see you in the next study.